Hello, my name is Brian Kilner. Thank you for watching this video on the Complete 1004 MC. I've created this spreadsheet over the last several years to help myself and other appraisers that I know fill out the 1004 MC and perform regression analysis in our markets. I have recently decided to make this tool available to you. As you can see on your screen here, we've got the Complete 1004 MC spreadsheet. Currently there's no information inputted into the spreadsheet, so that's what we're going to start out with. I'm going to go over here to this Import Data tool, click on this button, and it's going to open up this dialog box. And we're going to go down here and select a CSV file that I've exported from my MLS. And I'm going to hit open, and it'll automatically import all this information into the spreadsheet. First thing that you'll notice here is this red error box, I guess you can call it. This property was listed on April 6th of 2012, which is after our effective date that we've set here, which is March 28th, 2012. So we want to delete this information because it's not relevant to our analysis because it's after our effective date. And then what we want to do is we want to sort our information. So there you have it. It's been sorted by status in alphabetical order. So all the actives are on top, all the sales are on bottom, and of course everything in between is between it. And then all the sales have been sorted by the sale date. The next thing you'll notice is that these properties are marked in blue. That means that they have been thrown out of our information. The reason why they've been thrown out is because the realtor failed to input a GLA or a finished square footage into the listing, so they've got a 0 here. And so I've just decided to throw it out of the information. It becomes an outlier. It messes up the graphs and the regression analysis. So I've decided to throw them out rather than go into the county records and look up each of the GLAs for each of these properties. I'm just not that forgiving. So the next thing that I want to do is I want to set criteria for the data that I've imported. When I go and import data from the MLS, I import everything over the last 4 years in the geographic area that I'm looking at. So I've got a lot of data. I think for this particular geographic area, I have about 600 properties that I've imported. And I've done that because I'm able to set criteria in my spreadsheet rather than having to set it in the MLS, so that when I import it, I can see all the data in my graphs here, and I can set my criteria based on what I see rather than what I think I know about the market. So the first thing that I look at is typically square footage, and I can see that, you know, maybe I'm doing something that's in the 1,000 to 1,500 square footage range. So it looks like you get anything above 1,800 square feet there, and it starts becoming a little bit looser. There isn't as much up there, so that I know, you know, if I hit 2,000 or 1,800 or something like that, I can safely say that I'll get the majority of the information in the market. And that those will typically be, you know, good comparables for the market. So I can just hit 1,800 here, and it automatically, as you can see, a lot of these turn blue, which means that those were above 1,800 square feet, and our graphs changed because a lot of information was thrown out for those properties. We can just then go down through, and you know, we don't want anything above 0.3 acres. We don't want anything built after 1980. And you know, you can just go through and mess with these how you wish. I'm not going to tell you how to do criteria for comparables. You're trained by other people or in your own experience to do that. This is really just a demonstration of a tool that will enable you to do your job with more information at your disposal. Next page is the calculations page. This will give you the Fannie Mae 1004MC. If you wish, you can copy and paste this into an exhibit page, but this will give you the information automatically inputted into the 1004MC as it should appear. You can fill out your own 1004MC information into your forms provider software, or you can, like I said, copy and paste this by entering in the borrower's information up top here and the file number and case number. I've also got some information over here. This is annual median information, and I like to use it in the ways that I do, but like I said, you can analyze it how you want to analyze it. I know what I do, but it's not necessarily correct. It really is up to you, and I just want to provide you with the tools to do the best job that you can. So let's go down. I've also provided an analysis or a table with non-distressed properties. This is all the retail sales, anything that was recorded without a bank-owned tag or a short sale tag or anything like that. So this is all the retail, and then this is all the distressed properties. This is the difference between the two, and then we've got a summary of everything. So 17 out of the 25 current listings are distressed. 35 out of the 40 or 54 sales over the last year were distressed. So a significant portion of the market is distressed. And you can go over here and fill out this information with knowing exactly what the market looks like rather than having to guess. Now we're going to go down to the bottom of the page, and here we'll find the one-unit housing for page 1. And then we've got the top of page 2, and all this information will change with the criteria that you set. As you can see, the low age is 32, and that's because I set the age at 1980 was the oldest properties that I wanted, so 32 years ago. And it won't necessarily always match your criteria, it'll match the data. So obviously there is one property in there at least that was built in 1980. Down here I've got some instructions on how to import your signature and all this information if you'd like. And what I recommend is that if you want to copy and paste this into your reports, that you do this first. Put all this in a blank program. Get that done, save it, and then every time that you open up the program, it will be there, and it'll be kind of a template for you, so you don't have to do this over and over again. So that's pretty much this page. Let's go on to the next page. Oh, this button up here, if you do wish to copy it, just hit the button. It will copy this whole page for you, and then you can just go to your exhibit page, hit Control V, and paste it into your file. Here's my graphs page. Several different very useful graphs. Here's the land size over time, so you can definitely see. This graph is the same exact graph that you saw on the first page, right next to here. So this graph right here is the exact same page or exact same graph as this graph. You have the list to sales price ratio graph, great for analyzing list to sales price ratio on the 1004MC. And then you can just kind of look down at these other graphs. We got some graphs down here that show seasonality over the last 4 years. It looks like the second and third quarters have been much higher in volume of activity than the first and fourth quarters. The next page here we have graphs that show the last 4 years worth of information. It's great to be able to look at quarterly what's happened to the market over the last 4 years. Like I said, these are quarterly, and as you can see at the top, it's price per square foot, sales price. This down here is semi-annual, just in case you don't have enough information to look at quarterly. Sometimes if you don't have enough information, one of these dots will be down at the bottom here, and it'll look all messy because the graph will be going up and down, and really it's not that reliable or credible because you just don't have enough data to really show on a quarterly basis. So you can come down here and show on a semi-annual basis or on an annual basis. And this information is all based on from the effective date back 3 months and then back 3 months before that. So not necessarily calendar based. This next graph here is calendar based. So we've got the first quarter of 2008, and like I said, I go back 4 years. So we're going back from March 28th back 4 years. So we're not going to have anything in the first quarter of 2008 because it's further than 4 years back, and obviously nothing past March 28th in 2012. The next page here is our adjustments page. Let's go back to the data. In this first column, I've designed here to analyze our comparables. So this is comp 5 and 6, and then we can scroll down to these pendings in here, and we can say that this pending was comp 4. Come down here to the solds. So we've got comps 1 and 2, and then our comp 3 was a little bit further back. Say comp 3 there. Come back to the adjustments, and they're all imported into the information. As you can see, we got a pending here. It was a listing. We got some active listings and our solds. And we can say over the last year, it's been declining at 7%, and we have a 5% list of sales price ratio. We've got our list of sales price ratio adjustments here. We've got our sales adjustments or our time adjustments for our sales based on our choices for change in the market over the last year. And the reason why I have 2 is because I have a date of change option where you can select, say we decide that the first 6 months of the last year the market was stable. So we can say in our first time period it was 0. So from a year ago to the date of change, September 28th, which is 6 months prior to the effective date, it was stable. And so we're not going to have any adjustments on this first line in the data here. But over the last 6 months it's been declining. So we've got all of our adjustments over the last 6 months at 7%. And then this line right here will be the sum of those, and then it's going to be rounded to the nearest $100. So that's pretty much it, and you can kind of play with that. Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe the last 6 months have been stable. So the only property that is going to have any adjustments is going to be the property that was sold, or actually this is set up for date of contract that was put under contract over 6 months prior to the effective date. So we've got a $1,500 adjustment for comp 3. And that's pretty much it. Those are all the features of the spreadsheet. I have several other videos that will show you in detail all of the features and exactly how to use them, how I typically use them. If you have any questions, my name is Brian Kilner. My email address is brian@complete1004mc.com. My website is www.complete1004mc.com. And I encourage you to look at the website and to ask any questions that you may have. Thank you very much for watching.